Hey guys, what's going on? Will here, Flawless Exotic Creations, coming to you guys with another video. It's kind of like I guess it's end of the season update. We still have quite a few Gravid females, but wanted to give you or touch base with you guys as far as a little bit of direction. As a new breeder, year one, we just had clutch number 40 laid. If you're following us on Instagram and Facebook, that just went into the oven, into the incubator. We're having a very successful season. Adjustments we've made this season. So again, in the first season, we have started, which everyone said we would or should, breeding our rodents. So to kind of tell you what surrounded that, I guess, decision. Audra loves the rats and mice. She really does. She's been bit a couple times by the mice. Can't stand it. She's been bit by the rat. She said the mice are 10 times worse. And she's still petrified of being bit by a snake. And I have yet, knock on wood, to be bit by the mice or rats. Thank goodness. But I've told her, like, being bit by the mice and rats is 10 times worse than being bit by snakes. I've been, nipped by 2 of our snakes so far, and both of them actually was completely my fault. One time literally hanging over, the tub with an open tub with a snake in it with another snake in my hand trying to take a picture, and the one on the bottom came and tagged me, and I was completely stupid. But again, my fault. And another one was our very first leaper, as we call him. Darren from Sloan Morse, he's been warning me about those very eager feeders. And we had yet to have any ball pythons on feeding day, because we feed live, come leaping out. And yeah, the smell leaped out and got me. We had 2 leap out, one got me. But neither situation was bad. Anyway, back to the update. We started breeding our rodents. I want to say we're close to 2 months in. We are not at full swing yet. So the structure behind what we're doing, we did last week feed off some, and I think that was a mistake. We have everything almost really fully producing. We have 80 females and 40 males. Probably too many males at the moment, but it's fine. We have a holdover rack right now. We probably, at this point, grow ups and grow outs. In such a short period of time, we probably have somewhere around 150. And we were starting to fill up the 4th tub. It should be this week, filling up the 4th tub. But last week, what ended up happening was, Arjuna, we should have put pen to paper, honestly. We were getting all kinds of production with pups and everything, which is really good, and mice. So these litters were coming out left and right, and decided, yeah, we have moved 61 snakes so far, gone. Left the coop, but we feed a lot of babies. So as you guys probably seen on Instagram, a couple weeks back we moved out a bunch in one shot. One shipping opened up, but now we moved even more, but now we've hatched out even more, and that's taking their place. And soon you guys are going to come on a trip with us because we're expanding again. We'll announce that and talk about that later, but we decided last week on the fly, because we still work hand in hand with a good friend, Drew, Carolina Rodents. He's extremely dependable. If you need live or frozen thawed, hit him up if you're in the area. Great pricing. But we went to him and we only picked up smalls and I believe mediums. And cut the bill down big time. It still was, $300 or something like that. But we didn't get any mice or pups, so we fed all our new hatchlings off of our pups and mice. I want to say it was around, between the two, 140 plus mice and pups that had to be fed off, but it was too soon. So The reason I say it was too soon, we probably should have waited another, I want to say 2 weeks, at least, because now it kind of throws a hole in that system that we were building, which we can withstand the hole as long as I think it's 2 to 3 weeks out from where we did it. So it kind of sets us back a little bit, but it's still been very, very productive. You figure, money wise, I'm just throwing an estimate out there. We probably spent about $400 in building those racks, with the wheels, the whole 9 yards, and a lot of man hours. I'm a perfectionist, so I was trying to get things kind of dialed in perfectly. We haven't had any smell issues. We clean every 2 weeks on a tee. It's been very easy. We also have the boys, our sons, all 3 of our sons, on cleaning day, they'll take all the dirty tubs and clean them out, bag everything up, and they'll take it out to the driveway, spray it down, sanitize it with F10, the whole 9 yards. I know it's overkill, but they're young boys, they can get it done. So they normally go out there for about an hour, hour and a half, and they're done. So it's very, very quick and short work. We're probably, I want to say at this point, with the 80 females on a weekly basis, because they're laying pretty much every 3 to 4 weeks, every female, or almost every female. We gotta check and make sure, but we're getting anywhere, I would say, between 400 pups a week, which is cool. I don't know if it's gonna be a how do I say, a lax or a space in there where we don't get quite as many, but 1 week we got more than that. So we're trying to adjust and figure out what's going to be the comfortable spot, because we don't have 400 babies, thank goodness, because we've been pushing and selling some. So it's really worked out, because if you consider spending $400 or $500 and building a rack, and then feeding off 140 plus mice and pups, we still saved a crap ton, because that feeding in by itself was probably a $300 feeding additional on top of what we purchased to feed for that 1 week. And at some point, I want to say within the next month, we should be completely self-sufficient as far as feeding babies. Reason the holdback rack really works out for us is because after we're literally feeding babies consistently every week, and then the season kind of dies down and stuff, we'll still be able to produce and grow out. And during that phase, we'll just hold everything, babies and all, and grow it all out. If we have to build another little rack, I'll build another little rack. But now we're still going to be buying rodents every week, but you'll bring that total down. Let's say if we're spending $350 a week to feed breeders, we can bring that down to maybe $75 a week. The good thing about it is we worked everything into the budget to the T to buy rodents for the babies as well as the breeders. And then you set that fund away to the side, because that's allocated for the entire year for feeding the collection. Therefore, no matter what, your collection is going to be fed, because you're buying your rodents. Now, what it actually helps us with doing this kind of little venture with Audra is the more we can feed off from our collection, the more overage we're stuck with in that account at the end. So we budgeted for 15 grand to feed the year. So far, even starting midway through with the sales and not still holding on to the babies, we still have some. We got a huge launch that's coming as far as a post to Morph Market, if it's not already up. But we're right on track right now to be under by 3+ grand. That's with buying the rodents to get us started. That's with buying all the wood, the whole 9 yards. So subtracting all of that away from it as well, we're still, or adding it to the total, we're still almost in excess of 3 grand savings. And if you think about that, guys, $3,000 savings. I mean, that's a nice snake if you think about it. I know Audrey killed me. But that's how we look at it. You know, you want to make sure you come up with a plan, you execute that plan to a T, and then when you see something that's very viable or you want to give it a try, you go for it. So that's what we did with that. And so far it's been very successful. We wanted to give you guys an update on that. It's going very well and Audra's enjoying it. And that's pretty much it. So you want to definitely situate yourself where you can feed your collection. We feed them every single week. Babies, they're getting fed every 4 or 5 days, like clockwork, until they reach normally right around 200 grams, and then they're fed once a week. We want to make sure that, you know, when people get, you know, hatchlings or snakes from us, you know, it's just our opinion. We want to make sure that they're being fed every week. Maybe if something will change later, but in all my research, we want to make sure that the funding is there to feed and that we're not forced into maintenance feeding our babies. We don't want to do that, period. That's just us right now. Not speaking on what anyone else does, it's just where we're at. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight to what we got going on. Definitely hit that sub button. We have surpassed Flawless Crested Geckos channel, which is insane. Thank you guys listening to me ramble, and more is to come. Wait till you see what we have in store. A lot of gene testing results coming your way in a very unique way. So appreciate you guys for your time. Appreciate you guys taking the time to watch us, and definitely hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and appreciate you checking in. Comment down below. We love you guys. Later.